Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. So with this chart, if you've seen my previous videos, we're really in a range here, in a range between $30 broadly and 39. Yeah, indicated with these lines. We need to break out either side to get a clearer picture of the trend, because at the moment you could say there is a potential to go both up or down. Yeah, and with quite similar probabilities, to be fair. The reason is that there is a possible bullish setup here on the chart, also based on the Elliott wave counts. Yeah, we can count this as a leading diagonal in a wave 1. We then came down in a wave 2. Did not come down low enough to dismiss this bullish possibility, because we have found support at the 78.6% FIB level. Should we have, had we dropped below that, it would have become less likely to be a wave 2, but we held it. Yeah, so Solana did hold it. And we could now, based on a bullish count, bullish possibilities, say that we are in a wave 3 to the upside. Now, there is not high probability. Yeah, as I said, there is also a chance that we come down. Reasons are, this here is a leading diagonal. They are never great patterns to base a trade on, generally not, without further evidence. And also here, this 1-2 setup, which would be the wave 1 and the wave 2 of the wave 3. Yeah, it retraced 99% basically, which is also not great. And again, that means it is less likely to be a wave 2 because it dropped below the 78.6% FIB level. However, not impossible. So it remains my view, this could go to the upside. We have come down to support. The support zone was clearly defined already before we touched it. Yeah, around $30 to $30.50. Yeah, we found support and we are moving slightly higher, but nothing convincing coming out of this at the moment. And if we continue to focus on the bullish count, we can say that, it would have to be here a 1-2 setup, and then here another 1-2, where I still would expect, I would expect another dip to finish this off, because as I said yesterday, this could just be an A, B, C. Even though here we have a bit of a problem because that pushed a bit too high, but we can still move it out a bit and say this might be a triangle. The wave B might come as a triangle, A, B, C, D, E, which would mean we go once more lower, go once more higher, and then could break down to finish off the wave C of 2 and then move higher. So we have a 1-2, 1-2 setup here. Again, the more 1-2 setups you have that are not very clear, this is not impulsive. You could say this is also another leading diagonal of a wave 3. This all doesn't really add up in terms of, in bullish terms. So we're getting here into a bit of a messy chart situation, right? So I'm not convinced this is really anything super bullish, at least not at the moment. It can develop out of it, yeah, but there is nothing there. It would become clearer if we break above, in the short term, if we break above the 35.50 level, the wave 1 high here in white, and then the $39 level. That would at least the $39 level would invalidate this particular imminent bearish option to the downside. Yeah. But yeah, until we see the $39 broken, I'm not very confident, and even the $35.50 level needs to be broken first. Looking at the short-term bearish count, or generally the bearish count, that would suggest we came down here in a wave 1. Impulse, trend down. A correction against the trend in wave 2 here, peaked at $39. Therefore, this is so important to break it, to invalidate it. And then we would now be in a wave 3 down. But also here we have a problem. So problems here, it's a mess. It's a right mess. Here, if we say, okay, we're coming down in wave 3. How do we count this? And then I would have to say, all right, this here would be a wave 1, and this here would be a wave 2, and then we come down in the 3 of 3. The problem is that what came down here from this peak to this low doesn't really look impulsive. So again, I've got a bit of a mess here. You can make it impulsive, but it's a bit of a mess. So all of that, doesn't add up. And sometimes it's just a good decision just to wait. You don't need to trade all the time or whatever. Now, for long-term accumulation, that's another story. That's entirely up to you. The current prices, of course, are fairly attractive. But with Solana, I also need to say we don't have a confirmed bottom in place. So any accumulation, if you accumulate for the long term, be aware, first of all, it is an altcoin. many of the altcoins, and I'm not particularly mentioning Solana here, but many of the altcoins are just shitcoins. Yeah, it is what it is. In theory, they could make many more of them, and there's plenty more altcoins coming up all the time. So having an altcoin in terms of in the long-term portfolio, be careful with it. Yeah, do your fundamental analysis if you to be comfortable that this will be here in 2, 3, 4, 5 years time, 5 years time, and be careful with the quantities and the volume, because we don't have a confirmed bottom yet. That's another sort of thing to add here. But yeah, other than that, for me, it's just sitting on the sidelines here, waiting and waiting that a clearer setup emerges here. Yeah, there are much better charts out there at the moment that can also be traded in terms of decent swing trades, whereas Solana isn't doing that. Yeah, it's basically like it's frozen. Yeah, it's just moving sideways here. So yeah, need to wait. This could become, by the way, if you look at it in terms of more traditional TA, you could look at this in terms of maybe a descending triangle that might be emerging here, which then would be more likely to break down, right? Let's see. Okay, that's my update about Solana. So hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.